Hey guys, it's Ella with Beating Type 1. I'm going to be demonstrating for you guys today a Enlite sensor insertion with Medtronic's newest inserter system. The reason I'm putting an Enlite in is because my Dexcom has shut down and has failed. So because I'm doing that, I'm reverting to my backup sensor system. Due to the complex nature of my Type 1, I cannot be without a sensor. That said, I don't really trust the Enlite. It's not as accurate, but it's better than nothing. And again, due to my brittle and complex Type 1, this is something that I don't really get to pick. I have to do. There are a lot of things that I don't really want to do, but sometimes I have to suck it up, buttercup, and deal. So, this is an IV prep sticky wipe. I am just gonna do I'm putting this in my leg. Now, I can't put infusion sets in my leg for some reason. I have discovered that over multiple years of trial and error. It is likely because of, I did from ages 7 to 16, I did, no, not 16, 7 to 13, I did injections in my legs and only my legs, because that was the only place that I would do it by myself and I didn't have any help. So, that's why, so I have really bad scar tissue. However, sensors tend to read pretty well in scar tissue. So I've already placed it inside. Now what you have to do is, see these two little feet here? You have to put it down a flat surface and pull the inserter right out. There you can see the needle and the adhesive backing. So, when you're ready to insert, you're gonna wanna make sure you have your transmitter ready. You're gonna want to make sure you put your, if it's the first time you're doing it in a long time, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have the correct transmitter ID. So if you're using an old school pump like so, you're going to want to go to Act. You're going to go down to Sensors, hit Act, Edit, make it go on. You're going to want to go to your, keep scrolling down till you get to Transmitter ID. Just for safety purposes, I cannot state that on the internet. So we're going to do 2. Can be kind of tricky because it is really tiny. With the MiniMed 5G and Revel system and below, you're gonna only do the numerical ID part. They changed that with the newest 630G and 670. Just a heads up. Okay, so now that I have verified that the correct transmitter ID is in there, I'm gonna go ahead and insert my sensor. When I insert my sensor, I'm going to want to make sure that I have the transmitter, this ready to go, and an overlay tape. Now, MiniMed has their taping method that they're pretty strict about. And they won't even replace a sensor if you told them that you were not using their taping method. So, what I have found is I used their taping method, but I edited it so that it would be able to meet my needs. So, what I'm going to do is go ahead and place the inserter on. With the former inserter, when you squeeze the 2 dots, it would get ready, and then when you release, it would inject. They have now made it where when you squeeze the 2 dots, it's going to inject. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. I did that. Okay. Then I'm going to hold it in place for about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I'm going to lift straight up. I'm going to immediately, the first thing I'm going to do is disengage the needle by pushing here and pulling straight up. Then I'm going to untuck this part here, this paper part. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this under flap here while holding the cannula spot in place, disengaging this paper adhesive backing. Now, like I said, they're very strict on how they like people to do their tape methods. So, I am going to do the tape method that they demand that is valid because the pressure stuff. Because if you got, for those of you that are unfamiliar with sensors, you can have what's called a fake pressure low if the taping has a certain, like, the wrong pressure, or if you are sleeping on it, you can have a pressure low. I've never experienced that with the Dexcom system, but that is a common problem with the Enlite. So, now what I'm going to do is go ahead and install my transmitter. And it should slide right in. Don't really understand why it's not eating it. There, I have clicked it into place. Now normally you would see a green light flash. For some reason I'm not getting that. But the battery is probably dead. But here's a secret that not a lot of people know about the MiniMed sensors. One of the cool things about the MiniMed sensors is that you, unlike the Dexcom that goes by a timer, MiniMed, the sensor is the one that determines when it's saturated enough to go ahead and start reading. So the reason I'm putting this on is we're going to head to Walmart and we're going to go get some batteries so I can go ahead and charge up the transmitter. But the reason I just inserted that is because when we get back, I'll charge up the sensor for the half hour for 45 minutes until I get the correct blinking light. And then I'm going to go ahead and just place it right on there, bypass the extra time so I can go to bed at night instead of, 6 o'clock in the morning already, time for bed. So yeah, so that's the deal. At this point, I am going to go ahead and sign off. Hopefully this video was helpful. Comment, rate, subscribe. If you guys have any questions, feel free to inbox me at any time or email me at ellarose926@gmail.com. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.